Chris is live, take your seat. Time to build, time to beat. Lego clicks, dice take shape, Podricker speed, no time to wait. Indie swings, whip in hand, treasure waits, make your stand. Sather Street, neon glow, stealth or chaos, go, go, go. Go, go. Puzzle locks, hidden doors, escape room wins, we want more. We want more. One more build, one more race, circuits wired, set the pace. The pace. Mob the game, push it far, paint the world like a work of art. Game on, no time to lose, one more level, push on through. Boss fight, take your shot, we don't stop till we're on top. PC, console, VR2, grab the quest, solve the clue. Escape the room, find the key, crack the code, break it free. Planet crafting, worlds ignite, rockets fly into the night. Survive the storm, forge the way, terraform and seize the day. Growth models, gaming live on air. Chris is here, no time to spare. Light flash, let's make a play. One more round, we're here to stay. Spacecraft flying, hyperspeed, galaxies call, take the lead. Retro gems, classic finds, 8-bit worlds still shine bright. One more try, just one more, new high score, let's go for 4. Grab a gear, strapping tight, adventure calls, ride the night. Batmobiles and battle scars, Ecto 1, we've come this far. Building, racing, making plays, painting models, pixel days. Before you go, one thing's right, smash that like, hit subscribe. Join the crew, don't miss out, play it loud, play it proud.
Hello, good evening and welcome. I'm Chris, this is Gross Models and this is Powerwash Simulator. I am alone this evening. I knew that Dan wasn't going to be about, but Jeff can't make it either. So it's just me on my lonesome. So I've loaded up a level that I've not done before. Does anybody recognise it? That's the real question. I'll accept answers as we go through. I don't know if the items that I'm going to clean are going to give you any ideas. But yeah, if anybody in chat wants to hazard a guess as to what level this is, oh, it's very, very dirty. You might get some more help from the text messages that come in. I'm not going to read them out, but if you want to read them and catch them on the screen and have an educated guess as to what level it is that I'm doing, then leave it in chat. There is no prize apart from your own sense of accomplishment and well-being. But hello to everybody that's watching. Gemma's been in for a little while. The Bobbins is here as well. Stefan Laster just turned up as well. Who will join Chris doing the wishy-washy? Nobody is here. Dan and Jeff are both otherwise occupied. And it's more difficult for Katie to join the power washing than it is the escape simulator. So I am on my lonesome. Saying that, if anyone out there is on Steam and would like to come and join me, it's not beyond the possibility that you could come in and join. So if you'd like to, give me a shout in chat and I'll see about opening the gates and letting you in. But at the moment, I say I am all alone. So let me know as and when if you come up with any ideas as to the level that I'm doing. It won't just be the little balls. I'm just making my way around the bottom of this one for now. While I get into the power washing swing of things and have a chat. So what's going on? Get Gemma in a bit, then we'll see some proper power washing. This is possible, but no. This won't work like that. I've only got one account that has access to the game, and it isn't that one. So yeah, Gemma has done a little bit of power washing for me on occasion on my Steam Deck, but not really. And you can't do that at the same time that I'm streaming it, unfortunately. So no. But how have you all been? It's the weekend, so it's been a few days since I've streamed anything. Is there anything new and exciting happening in your world? I can still see a bit of dirt on that wall, says Zoe. Yes, I'm only doing the bottom bit of the wall. I'll come back and do the rest of it another time or later. But yeah, this is just how I don't know if you've ever watched me do power washing before, but if you have, then you know what I'm like. If you haven't, then you'll soon learn. I apparently annoy people quite a lot because I don't do it properly. I will be jumping around all over the place during this this wash because I've had enough of that wall now. I've got a bit bored. I'm going to go and do a window. So yeah, remember, let me know if you recognise anything. I'm not entirely certain that anybody will guess unless they've got some insider knowledge. Or the text messages from people come in and you recognise names and subjects in that. Normally got a multi-washer. I've got this game also. If you'd like to come and join, then you're more than welcome. You don't have to join sort of, I would say, on camera, but on microphone. If you just want to come along and join in doing some power washing with me, then I can arrange getting you the code. That's not a problem. If you don't want to, then that's also not a problem. It looks a bit like Castle Bobbins, says Bobbins. No, it's not the Castle Bobbins. Why have you let your castle get into such disrepute, disdain, despair, disrepair? Really disdain. You have disdain for it if it gets into this state, I assume. But yeah, no. This is not Castle Bobbins. It's not a castle. It's a house. It's a manor house. If that helps you at all. So how is everybody? It's been a while since I streamed. I say Tuesday, Wednesday night. Tuesday I invited you all to mess with me, which several of you did to some level of enjoyment while I was playing GTA. Wednesday I was at the bench. Oh, I started my new build at the bench. Did any of you watch that? What did you think of that? The rocker cuckoo clock. How did you enjoy that? The video has got several views already, so people are liking it. Snowy, if you've already done this level and know the answer to what level is it because you've played it, that's cheating a bit. So let the others play for a bit before you put in the answer. Today I've been ripping up AstroTurf followed by lugging gravel around. Are you removing AstroTurf and putting gravel down? That sounds like a downgrade. Is it still called AstroTurf or is it just artificial grass now? Is it your own, or have you been doing somebody else's? We need more information. We need the details. You've just been wandering up and down your street ripping out people's astroturf, then we need to know this. Let us know what's been going on. Has it not been raining there? It's been raining here. On and off all day. It's been miserable. Not played this level yet. Replacing my garden, says the Bobbins. You've not played this level yet, but you're aware of this level. Sounds like. Say if you have the game on Steam and would like to come and join, then you're more than welcome. Same goes to everybody watching. Yeah, I'm happy to do it on my own if need be, but power washing is always more fun when you've got somebody else to do the boring bits for you. I mean, with you. I mean, to help. Not to do the whole thing, obviously. No, that would never happen. It's a lot nicer without the grime on it, I'll give them that. Certainly a lot brighter. I'll join you if got code, says Snowy. I shall arrange the code for you. One moment. That's on here, isn't it? I need to turn co-op on. Confirm. I don't believe you're a... do I need to turn it off before it's set to friends only? Hang about. Crossplay, I assume that'd do. Don't want to join. I need to turn it on. Is there a code? Is that how it works? How does it work on it? I've been a while. Might only be friends that I could invite. There we go. I don't know if you can do it from that room code. There you go. 0414638. I don't know if that works on the same platform, but there we go. You have that there. Lance is in. Yay for power washing. Hello, Lance. Welcome to the stream. 0414638. That's that. The co-op is on. Set up on crossplay, so I assume that just means anybody can come and join now. If anybody happens to be watching the stream and is aware of the code. So things could get crazy. I doubt it though, because it's not exactly like, you know, there's hundreds of people watching. But if anybody wants to, apparently crossplay works on crossplay, so different platforms. Even if you've got it loaded up on your Xbox and you want to come and join in. If you have it on your Xbox or PlayStation, Lance has got access to an Xbox with Game Pass. I'm pretty sure it's on Game Pass. Come and join in. Stefan has started watching the Continental mini-series today. 3 feature-length episodes. John Wick prequel set in the late 70s, I think, pretty good. It is. I haven't watched it, but I'm aware of it. I quite enjoyed the John Wick films. They're quite mindless, brainless fun, which sometimes you need a bit of brainless fun. So yeah, I'm aware of the Continental. It's got thingy in it, isn't it? Who recently died. Lance, I want to say his name is. Not Lance. It might not be Lance though. It might be Lance. I can't remember what his name is. The manager of the Continental, who played thingy in Destiny. And no, I'm not joining in. My power washing skills are below par. Below par's fine. It's only just someone throwing water at the screen. You know, you don't have to chat or anything. Just load it up, put that code in somewhere, and come and throw some water at a house. Lance Reddick. That's it. I knew his name was Lance. See? Lance knows all the Lances. I recently died. You didn't recently die, not yet. That's not slated for weeks yet. There was also Wesker in Resident Evil spin-off. I don't remember seeing a Resident Evil spin-off. Wesker's, I mean, not racist in any way, but Wesker's a white guy. He can't necessarily be played by a black actor. I don't think it works that way. Is it some sort of reboot? Or was Wesker different people? Not Wesker doesn't reincarnate or anything, does he? He just sort of becomes monstery sometimes. I know all the Lances, we've got a club and everything. I knew you had a club. Secret handshake. He's in both Horizon games as well. Absolutely, yes. Yes. I don't know if he's in the PSVR one. Would technically be the third Horizon game, but yeah, he's definitely been in the other two. Well, I know he was in the first one. I didn't see him in the second one because I only played a little bit of it. But that's cool to know. So, how has everybody's week been? It's been, say, miserable and rainy here in the UK. It's been getting colder as well, which Lance will probably quite enjoy, but the rest of us don't like so much. I've actually been wearing a hoodie rather than just a t-shirt and trousers as well, obviously, but you know. So, yeah, how is everybody? How are you finding the Continental? Is it any good? It's on my list of things to get around to at some point. But at some point could be a while. I do like it cold. I've had a fan on today and I'm wearing shorts. Or at least you're wearing shorts today. I'm wearing shorts at the moment. Does that count? I'm not going out though. If I was going out, I'd probably put long trousers on. Thought that ball would have dinged by now. There we go. Bored with that now. Let's find something else to do. Let's do the front door. See if that gives anybody any hints as to where we are. Who would live in a house like this? Is the question. It's not through the keyhole. It's through the doorway. Our Mr. Start, what are you cleaning? A church, a posh house, says Lance. It's a house. It's a house that I haven't actually told everybody what house it is. I'm letting people try and guess what house it is. It's a fairly well-known house in game and film. I'm not sure that there's going to be anything to give it away to people, though. I don't know that anybody will recognise this. I'll have a wander around. Once I've done the door, I'll have a wander around, see if there's anything that might give it away to people. Can't see dirt on this wood because the wood grain is sort of masking it a little bit. Batman's house, says Shallard. Hello, Shallard. No, not Batman's house. Good guess, though. I'll give you that one. It's a possibility, but no. Right, let's don't know if I can get around the outside of anything. Let's have a wander. Can I run? Can. Get around the other side. No, no sides. Doors don't open. That's not really a clue. No clues out there. It's the English countryside, if that helps. I can hear bees. Yeah, I'm not sure that there's going to be anything that's going to give it away, but I'll let everybody continue to have guess and figure things out. It's good. Not our Lebanon's crinkly bottom. No, it is not his crinkly bottom at all. I don't know that there's been any video games based on Noel's house party. I expect there probably has been, but I'm not sure of any. There have been several films, at least 2 of which feature this location, or a version of this location. There have been probably a dozen computer games. At least 2 or 3 of them have featured this as a location. Downton Abbey. No, Wobbly Lance says, is it Croft Mansion? It is Croft Manor. Indeed, well done. What gave it away? Not letting me join, not coming up with anything, says Snowy. Right, are you trying to join on Steam? That's the first. If you are trying to join on Steam, then I think the easiest option is going to be if we become Steam friends. Oh, and don't fall off the building. If we become Steam friends, then you can just come in and join easily. That's what the guys do every week. No, on PlayStation. Oh, right. In that case, I don't know. It should work. It said cross-play. Have you got an option to join then? What does it say? It does say cross-play, waiting for assistant. Invite friend. To host a crossplay platform, provide your friends on different platforms with this room code. There you go. You've got a room code. Is there any way you can enter a room code? I don't know. I've never tried crossplay version, but it does say room code. So if you have somewhere you can put in a room code on Powerwash Simulator, put in 0414638. Other than that, I don't know what to say. I've never tried crossplay. I assume it should work because it says crossplay, and that's what we're trying to do. But never having attempted it before, I can't really troubleshoot it other than just keep trying it or try it. I don't know. Yay for guessing it right. What other games have big mentions in the English countryside? This is also true. Was that too much of a hint then? Hitman. has a big mansion in the English countryside on one level. I don't know about Hitman Power Wash Simulator. That's not entirely certain I can figure out how that would work. But then again, I'm not sure how a Power Wash escape room would work, and that did. That was quite good fun. Always funny looking at the butler in the blocking the butler in the pantry on Tomb Raider on PS1. It's in the fridge. Yeah, you locked him in the fridge. If you were quick enough in the assault course. That's what I thought there was an assault course. There might be on a different level. There are several levels to this DLC. That's the point. It is DLC. Have you got the special packs installed? I assume it's available on PlayStation. That might be the thing. If that's the case, if it's not not a level, not a level that's available, I can always do a different level if you want to try and join in on something else. But if it's a level that does exist on PlayStation, then I don't know. So I've been at work today. Pretty uneventful day at work. Then I came home. I've been trying to learn how to use Blender, the 3D modeling software. It's got quite a steep learning curve. I've been playing around with different things, trying to model things to 3D print. And Blender does it all, but it's quite complicated getting it to do it. So I've been playing around with a couple of different ideas and things. I've not got anything particular that I want to model at the moment. It's just it's the sort of thing I would like to learn to do. I've been learning DaVinci Resolve as well for my video editing needs, and that's got quite a learning curve to it as well. I should probably do one at a time, but where's the fun in that? That's like power washing. There's no point in learning how to use DaVinci and then learning how to use Blender. You might as well learn to use both at the same time. So yeah, that's been quite interesting. I've been playing with my Gross Models logo this evening. I've managed to get it imported as a file, but it had lots of graphical glitches and things to it when it came through for some reason. So I've been remodeling parts of it and trying to get it to look nice. I'm going to try and recreate the spinny logo that I've got on my videos, and the intro things, like the intro I've got to this where it sort of splits it apart and reforms it and things. I'm pretty sure I can do something like that myself rather than having the files. I got that done on Fiverr, I think it was. I think I sent somebody a Fiverr and they made a collection of different intro look videos for me. But if I can figure out how to do it myself, then I can do individual ones. I can work out a power washing logo and have water droplets on it and stuff like that. Have it actually be cleaned, which I think will look incredibly cool if I can get it to work properly. But the first step in doing that is getting the logo to load in properly. So I've been playing with that, and we'll continue to play with that tomorrow. Any coins going to let you push Chris off the ladder? No, this game is not compatible with crowd control. And it wouldn't be any fun either, anyway, because there's no fall damage in this either. I can fall off a ladder and just get back up again. There is no damage to be had. So no. No matter how much you pay, you can't do that. Saying that, you can pay to become the number one badge holder, which you've not even got crown at all at the moment, Mark. You're definitely slacking. You're not even number 3. Lance seems to be number 1 for some reason. I don't know how he managed to sneak in there and get his number 1 crown. But there we go. Lance is a number 1 fan at the moment. And who's number 2? Gemma is number 2. And looks like Snowy, who I believe is David, if I'm remembering correctly, has made it in as number 3. Woo, says Lance. Indeed, woo, woo, indeed. Much coveted, the top fan crown. It just means you love me. That's all it means. There we go. Winston Smith, perhaps it would be judicious to say a few pertinent words while you work. Okay. Pertinent your way, all you like. This means I got to 20%. That's when the text trigger. I was hoping so it would make me laugh. What, me falling off a ladder would give you enjoyment, would it? That's a little bit crazy, a little bit sad, and I'm a little bit hurt. Not physically hurt, obviously. I haven't actually fallen off a ladder. Yeah, so anybody in chat ever used Blender? Any hints and tips? Indeed, the same applies to the DaVinci. Anyone use DaVinci Resolve? Any hints and tips? I can do the basic editing on Resolve. That's fairly easy. But again, I'd like to up my game just a little bit. So what I'm doing is gradually figuring out how to do different things. And I'll be introducing them into videos. Oh, excuse me, yawning. Introducing them into videos as and when I get grips on how they work. I had a delivery today. The missing part of the Ecto 1 has arrived. So I'm now in possession even of all of the parts of the what was Equal Moss and then Fan Home Ecto 1. So I will be finishing that build over the next couple of weeks, and the videos will be going up over the next several weeks by the sounds of it, because it's quite a lot. I got a box of probably a dozen issues to do, because I did a few. I started doing the roof rack bit because I could start that without having put all the car together a bit. I couldn't do a lot of it, but I could do some of it. Lance doesn't want me to fall off a ladder or anything else higher than your sofa. So you do want me to fall off the sofa? Is that what you're saying? I'm not sitting on a sofa, so I can't fall off the sofa. Ha ha. That'll show you. The top stuff's all going to be a little bit tricky to get to, isn't it? Because there's only so many ladders you can position and stand on to do difficult, hard to reach places. Stefan, I'd love to learn 3D design, but I don't think I have the patience. There's a special building on my town that I'd like to have a model of, but it's quite a complicated design. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Blender seems to be it's all basic shapes. You start with a basic shape and you can just adapt it and change it to fit what you want to build. So in theory, you can build absolutely anything, especially buildings and mechanical things. When you're getting more organic curves and things, it's quite capable of doing that, but that involves more sculpting rather than building. But if you can build a cube, then you can put another cube on top of it and stretch them out and put extra edges on and stuff. So buildings in theory should be easy. It's just as complicated as you want it to be. If you want to put a pointy roof on it or model all of the window frames accurately, then it's all possible. But the more detail you want to put in, then the harder it's going to get. But I'm sure you can model up a rough, outside of the building quite easily, and then just go in and add detail as and where you like. I built a car following an online YouTube tutorial, a cartoony type car, but it was very good tutorial in that it really was absolute basics. You need to push this button to do this, bring up this menu. This is the hotkey for it. Use this mouse button to do this. So very idiot friendly, which is nice because it's always nice to be friendly, especially to me. Can you invite me with my Square Enix ID? I don't know. I have no idea. That's the only way of inviting you that I've got in this one, is to either invite as a Steam friend or as the cross-platform thing that apparently you can't get to work. I don't know about any other IDs that would sign you in though. This must be on a chair, could always fall off that. I am on a chair, but I'm not planning on falling off it. It's got a back and arms and stuff. So there's only one direction I could fall off of it, which would be forwards. And pretty much that's standing up. So unlikely to happen. And even if it did happen, you wouldn't know. And you might hear it, but that could equally be anything else as well. So you wouldn't necessarily know for sure that I'd fallen off a chair, unless I reported the fact to you. And I'm not going to. Even if I fall off the chair now, I'm not going to tell you about it. And that's Mark's fault. Should say invite and you put my ID in. On what? On this? The only thing, when I click invite, it just gives me the code. Let me turn that off again. So if I say friends only and turn it on, An invite friend just sends a friend's invite out to my Steam friends. So I'm sure that's not actually going to work. Turn that back on again, just in case. I don't know if it's going to be the same number, though. I think that's a different number. There needs to be an eject Chris from his chair option on here. Weird, says Snowy. Yeah, it is what it is. So I've not tried playing this on cross-platform, so I can't tell you what to do or what you need to do if it's not letting you put that room code in anywhere. Then unfortunately it looks like you're not going to be able to join. I would have thought cross-platform was, you know, any cross-platform, but is this Tomb Raider level available on the PlayStation version? And do you have it installed if it is? Because that might be stopping you. Worth the money, says. No, it's not worth the money to try and injure me permanently. Why you lot got it in for me all of a sudden? Never used to be like this. We all just used to get along. I blame Mark. He's got very violent. Yeah, so you should be able to model anything in Blender. I mean, it's free. Download it, try it. But I would very much recommend watching a YouTube, how to model in Blender video or 7 first, because it's not intuitive. There we go, another bit done, another ding, dinged. Yeah, so tomorrow I've got some Robocop to build. Another issue of that turned up this week. And get a start on some Ecto 1 as well. I don't expect to do all of that tomorrow because it's quite a lot of that to do. But I'll get a start on that, get a couple of videos done, so I can start putting them into the rotation. The Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, the car is now complete. Video for that will be coming out in a week or so. But although the car is now complete, the build is not. It continues on for another, I think, 10 issues. We're building some scenery, a garage lift that the car can sit on top of, which has got some LEDs and things in it. So I'm quite happy to continue the build for another few weeks to do that. I do like Robocop's design. He looks suitably chunky. He does indeed, yes. It's definitely a man in a suit. I've rewatched the more recent RoboCop film. I say more recent. I think it's still 10 years old. But yeah, on second viewing, it's all right. It's not as good as the original, but the original's not as good as you remember it being either. On a more recent rewatch of that, it's definitely got some moments. But yeah, the more modern version of it was all right. Had some interesting moments to it that I didn't notice first time round. It's actually got the original RoboCop in it as a design, which I don't remember seeing the first time I watched it. That's quite good. I've recently seen the original couple of Ghostbusters. I will rewatch the other one, the girly one. The is it Call to not Call to Arms? Something about Call, and it Answer the Call was the first of the rebooty type ones. Then Afterlife is the next one. Yeah, Afterlife was the proper sequel, and then Frozen Empire was quite good as well. I quite enjoyed those. I will go back and rewatch them again now. Now I'll get the Ecto-1 back on the bench. It makes me want to go and watch films that are, back on the bench. So I might rewatch one of them at the weekend while I'm contemplating doing the Ecto-1. I don't like the insects in the background on this level. It's very disconcerting. Hearing buzzing over my shoulder, and I know there's nothing there. Haven't had this wall yet, have I? No, patch there that's not got. There we go. I'm 30% of the way through in 3/4 of an hour. I'm not going to get this done tonight. I'll get the ground floor done tonight, and then probably not bother doing the upper first floor, because it's more difficult and it bores me. Didn't mind the female-led Ghostbusters, says Lance. And the more recent films have been good too. I used to have the Ghostbusters games on Commodore 64. I didn't even have a Commodore 64. Never had one. Yeah, the Answer the Call one, I quite enjoyed it. I know it got slated, but it's all right. I think I'll rewatch that one tomorrow, and then have a look at the other two, because they definitely follow on from each other. Yeah, I did watch, I'll rewatch again, Gone in 60 Seconds, a few months back when I was doing that build. I haven't bothered watching the first one though. I keep meaning to. The I think 1974 original. I don't know if it's on any of the streaming services. But yeah, I think it's probably worth a watch. On the telly, the family have been watching, and indeed for my case, rewatching Buffy, the 1990s Vampire Slayer series, which I thought was a travesty that they'd never actually watched. So we're watching that. We're like halfway through the first season at the moment. We're getting an episode or two a night. So we'll be done that in a few months. Probably be done by Christmas. Although after we've done that, we have to get to Angel as well. And you've got to watch them in sequence. They were actually broadcast, apparently, on the same night. After, I think, season 3 of Buffy is when season 1 of Angel starts. And you should watch an episode of Buffy and then an episode of Angel. Because there's several tie-in episodes that story starts in Buffy and then continues on in Angel, sort of thing. I looked it up. Can't crossplay PS5 with PC. Well, what's the point in having crossplay if it's not actually crossplay? Then that's rubbish, isn't it? I apologise for getting your hopes up and hoping you could come in and join, but it's not to be. Buffy reboot thing happens next year. Filming it now, says Lance. Yes, apparently they filmed the first one. That's what made me think about Buffy when we were worrying about what to watch on telly. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I don't know how many of the original are coming back for it. I know Sarah Michelle Gellar is. At least for the pilot type thing. Be interesting how they continue the story. Although I'm not going to talk about the story because, as I say, Gemma and Katie haven't actually watched the original. So I don't want to spoil anything for their enjoyment of the way the whole thing unfolds. I'd forgotten how many jump scares and stuff there are in it, at least in the first season. It's interesting. I think it was one of the first shows that had like a season arc to it. It's certainly one of the first ones that I remember watching that had an arc to a season. Most of the other shows from the 80s and early 90s were pretty much episode shows. There was always a bit of character development, and you might have the occasional two-parter, but you wouldn't normally have a story that progressed through an entire season. I could easily be wrong that Buffy was the first, but it's certainly an early one. If anybody knows, out of the way, then by all means enlighten us. But yeah, they certainly had the big bad for the season, and then several bad guy of the week sort of things, monster of the week. I know the X-Files did that sort of thing as well. They'd have occasional episodes that would do like standalone monster of the week things, and then they would have other episodes that would be building on the myth and the story. Have they got the near silent episode yet? That was scary. Not yet. That's not till season 4 or 5. Hush, very good episode. Yeah, there's some excellent episodes in there. Once More with Feeling might be my favourite TV episode of anything ever. But again, that's a few seasons away. X-Files was good, says Mark. Yes, the X-Files was very good. I started rewatching that a while back and then got distracted by other things. It's quite worrying how young some of these people look in the shows now. Well, I mean, look, they were. Because, I mean, Buffy was 30 years ago, but it's very strange to watch it now. Down there, missed. They continued the Buffy story in comic books, but I think they're ignoring those for the reboot thing. Yeah, what was it? I watched they did a TV version of the comic books, or at least the first comic book, in an animation style, almost like a guided reading of the first one, and it didn't quite work. So as you say, I think they may be ignoring that for the reboot. I didn't read all of them anyway. So yeah. Back to the fountain. You know, I started on the fountain. I've got to come back to the fountain now. Yeah, there's several episodes that I'm anxious for them to get to and enjoy. Katie at the moment just keeps saying she doesn't understand don't understand what's going on, sort of thing. It's like there's not really a lot to understand with the early episodes. She's a slayer. They're vampires and monsters. She kills them. Pretty much it. It's not really any deep narrative. But yeah, right. I think I shall clean the fountain and then call it a night for this. At some point, when we come back to do some power washing, we'll return. I'll return with reinforcements to do the high stuff. Because I don't like heights, and you know, Mark could try and push me off if I can't do it myself. So I'll get the fountain done tonight, and then call it a night. Tomorrow, Katie is back with Planet Crafter. So anybody wants to come along and watch that, you know where that'll be. Just get the underside done, then I can just stand up for the rest of it. No spoilers for Gemma and Katie, said Lance, but I can't remember which characters die or move on or leave and whatnot in Buffy, so I'm looking forward to the new episodes next year. Yeah, there have been some deaths and moving on with several of the characters in Buffy. But they're used to that with a lot of more modern shows. Nobody is perfectly safe. People die in TV shows now. They didn't used to. It used to be very unusual for characters to die in TV shows. I mean, things like the A-Team, and they used to shoot a helicopter down, and people got out rubbing their heads. So there was no way that a main character was going to die in something like that. But Buffy's not afraid to kill or maim anybody. Have you seen the Blade movies, says Mark? A long time ago. Yes, Wesley Snipes. Is there 3? I feel like there's 3. I feel like it should be a trilogy. That's the Daywalker, isn't it? He was. I've got no memory as to what actually happened in them. But yeah, they were definitely a thing. They were Marvel, so technically I think they're considered to be part of the MCU. I don't know that anything particular. Was it referenced in the latest Deadpool movie? I feel. Again, that could be my brain making things up. But yeah, I do like when things link together. I must admit the whole Marvel thing now has become far too unwieldy. So as much as I enjoy watching the Marvel films and many of the series, to get somebody else interested in it now is a minefield as to what to watch when and where and everything. So it makes it tricky when you've got a 2-decade-long interconnected series of everything. But I do like it. It makes the world seem like a richer, more involved place. Surprisingly tough work, exterior cleaning. Yes, it can be. Yeah, he was in the new Deadpool movie. Was he? Was Wesley Snipes? I can't remember that bit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do like the Marvel movies and, as I say, most of the series, but I think it's got too big now. I did like the Arrowverse, which DC and the CW created from Arrow, with Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and Batgirl, and I feel that there was something else in there as well, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, Black Adam, that was part of it. Something else, but yeah, even that with just a few TV series got very confusing. And then they went and messed it up by not having the Flash be the Flash in Flash movie. Although they did bring back some Batmans. That was quite cool. Batmans or Batmen? I don't know. But yeah, I quite enjoyed that. I've been watching the remake of Hawaii Five-O, and that's actually an expanded universe thing. It's a remake of an old TV show, but fits into the big thing of NCIS. And I've just seen an episode where there was a crossover episode of that. And NCIS, of course, is a spin-off anyway from JAG, which was a good series from the 90s. I want to say 90s. Right, I think I'm going to have to get up to do the rest of this. Top leader of that. The new Superman is really good, as is the Peacemaker show. Yeah, I think I'd heard about the Peacemaker show. Is it Peacemaker? Is that right? Peacekeeper, Peacemaker. I think I'd heard about it a while back and then completely forgotten about it until I saw it advertised somewhere. But yeah, the new Superman I'll watch. I'm not going to buy it, but when it becomes available on one of the streaming services, I shall watch that. I didn't know NCIS came from JAG. It did indeed, yes. I think the original don't know if they were introduced in a JAG episode or if it was just I don't know. How much do you remember about JAG? The short guy who lost his leg in an explosion. He appears in a few episodes of NCIS as the character that he portrayed in JAG as a JAG lawyer. And yes, it's definitely part of the same universe. So NCIS is part of JAG, which means that all of the NCIS spin-offs, of which there's been 3 or 4, because there was the original NCIS, then they did not Miami. Miami's the CSI. Was it Miami? LA. They did in LA. New Orleans, the other one they did, weren't they? Oh, Sydney. They've just done a Sydney one, haven't they? So yeah, lots of interconnected shows, which I do enjoy. Yeah, I'm happy to have increased your knowledge of TV shows. Why's that not dinging at me? Come on, ding. There you go. How you wanted to. You know, I said I'm going to do the fountain. I'm not going to do the whole fountain. Because that whole bit in the middle I'm not going to get to. I might do the outside bit. Certainly, I've done the outside of the wall. I think I'll do the top of the wall and see where it goes. Isn't there an NCIS Hawaii now too? I think I saw it mentioned somewhere. Is there? Or was that Hawaii 5-0? Which, as I say, is part of the NCIS world. And there might actually be a Hawaii version of NCIS as well. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. Ding. God, even doing this top thing's going to take me ages. Without even worrying about the inside of the top thing. I haven't done the top half of the building yet. The Hawaii NCIS one is okay, says the Bobbins. There obviously is one then. I must admit, I have watched most of the original NCIS. Some of the LA one, a little bit of the New Orleans one, a little bit of the Origins one. There's NCIS Origins, the Gibbs backstory. Gibbs as he just joins the NCIS. That was quite intriguing. But yeah, it's the problem with TV. There's too much of it. It's like YouTube. There's something like 500 hours of YouTube uploaded every minute or something. So you can't watch it all. I mean, a lot of what goes on to YouTube's rubbish. I mean, take this for example. But yeah, there's TVs being made at such a rate, and there's so many brilliant shows that just haven't got time to watch them all. So you have to be very picky as to what you watch. And I'm grateful that you lot decide to watch me sometimes. And you could be off watching something good. I was the same with CSI in that I watched the original series but not the spin-offs. Now, the CSI, I haven't actually seen the last bit of the original one. The last couple of seasons, I got distracted by other things and didn't actually watch. But I did watch all of the Miami and New York ones. Very much enjoyed those. And I've watched the first couple of seasons of the new original one, which is quite good. That's actually called CSI Vegas, and is not a remake, but a modern day look at the Vegas team, although not all of them. They seem to have a couple each season. A couple join in for a bit as they get them back, which is quite nice to see them again. I would recommend that if you are into that sort of thing. I wouldn't recommend CSI Cyber. I think that only lasted for one season, and it wasn't a very good season. Didn't enjoy that one at all. Alex has been rewatching House, and I'm surprised they haven't done more since it ended in 2011. Was it 2011 that one ended? Yeah, House, I don't know. Spin-off? It ended beautifully though, didn't it? I don't know that you could necessarily carry it on. And House was House. You couldn't have anybody else doing it. You couldn't have a different, House's team wouldn't work without him. But yeah, House is very good. I mean, Stargate. I've enjoyed all of the Stargate that I've been able to watch. Original series, Atlantis, even Universe, which again ended far too quickly. There's a new Quantum Leap show as well. I've only seen one episode. Yeah, I've seen a couple of those. Again, it's all right. It had a few differences, shall we say, that I didn't necessarily approve. They didn't ask me though, strangely enough. But yeah, I mean, they seem to remake a lot of old TV shows, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So the 5-0 has been going for, I think there's 5 or 6 years of it now. So that's obviously worked quite well. But they don't remake the shows that I want to watch. I'd like a remake of Automan and Manimal, but nobody seems to even remember them. So I think it's unlikely that they're going to remake them. I'm sure somebody in chat will remember Manimal. Golden Girls always made me laugh. Never watched it. It was never anything that appealed to me. Haven't watched a single episode. I was never a big Seinfeld fan either. I've seen a few episodes here and there, but not in any serious, not watched it in a big way. Someone pointed out recently the new Battlestar Galactica is actually 21 years old now. Yeah, that's scary, isn't it? Yeah, that's very good. That was a remake done right. I wasn't sure to begin with, but they certainly they may have lost the plot a little bit towards the end. But yeah, still very good. Automan's car was awesome, said Lance. I might have known you'd know about him. Manimal was a bit duff. He only ever turned into a panther most of the time. I bet he didn't really. I mean, they probably only made 5 episodes of it. But I bet he didn't. I bet he turned into lots of different mammals at some point. He was some sort of bird at some point. It's the intro video was always him turning into a bird. They must have done that at least once. I don't remember anything about it other than, the show. I don't remember why he could do it or how he could do it, or I think he did it deliberately. It wasn't, triggered by him getting too hungry or eating after midnight or anything. But I don't remember how it happened to him, if it was some sort of mutant thing or drug thing. But I mean, I know Automan was sort of a Tron sort of program. Helped out the police, didn't he? I liked his helicopter. I think it was the same time as Tron Automan came out. I don't know if it was, based on or blatant copy of. It might have come out the year before or something like that. Yeah, so a lot of these things seem to happen at the same time through completely unrelated means. He had mystic training so he could turn into some animals. Was it mystic training, really? I mean, I don't know how much training you have, but being able to turn into animals is quite mystic. I bet that's more than like evening classes, isn't it? So yeah, any other TV shows need a remake? And any other remakes that really didn't need to be made? I mean, the A-Team, they did a film, I say recently, again, probably 20 years ago. But apart from that, that's crying out for another series, isn't it? Wonder Woman has to be my favourite. Yeah, I mean, they obviously have now done several films of the Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, Superman type films from the oldie worldy TV shows. Bionic Man. They haven't done anything with Bionic Man either, have they? I mean, they did Bionic Woman. They've remade the Bionic Woman more recently. I think there was not a spin-off, but something about that vaguely springs to mind. Knight Rider update. I think there is going to be another Knight Rider update. There was a Knight Rider update, which was all right, but not great. There was apparently another one. There was a Knight Rider reboot, which had the transforming car. And apparently there's another series that, again, only made one season of, which had a sort of team of Knight Rider people. I can't remember what it's called now, like Knight Rider Teams or something, or Knight Rider Alpha. But didn't do very well. But I've heard something about there being a remake film of Knight Rider, a sort of continuation. I know there was a film, but I mean a more modern film. Monty Python is either hilarious or terrible parts. There is no in between. It's quite hit and miss. Right, what? Oh, I never got into Seinfeld. Never really liked Monty Python, even if it's weird as I'm half British. Everyone in Britain likes Monty Python, right? Yeah, it has its moments. Some of the sketches are amazing, and some of them are pretty rubbish. If you want to try and get into Monty Python, then I can only suggest trying the films. Life of Brian and Holy Grail. There is a third film, but it's not very good. I wouldn't worry about that. But yeah, A Life of Brian and Holy Grail, watch them. That will get you into Monty Python. Do not miss Street Hawk. The physics of that bike made no sense. The physics of the car made no sense either, though. Street Hawk and Airwolf were just Knight Rider wannabes. What other vehicle can we make work like that? yeah, they were all right, but yeah, not a patch on the original. There was a Night Rail update that was really poor. Yeah, there were several apparently. Yeah, it's strange. There's several things that you would think, why have they not bothered? That must be, a pot of money waiting to be made if they just go back and did this. But instead, they decide to make a Harry Potter series. And make, the Flash film without the proper Flash in it. They missed a trick. Marvel did it right with their expanded universe in that the series and the films all link together. Whereas DC seem to have been, we've got all these great series, and Arrow was an absolutely amazing series. But it's like, we're going to make films now, and we're going to completely ignore all the history of all the, decade of TV that we've put out already. We're just going to ignore all that. Start again. Built up these beloved characters, but no, we don't need them anymore. We recast all of that. Airwolf had the best theme, followed by MacGyver. MacGyver's got a remake. I've seen a few episodes of the MacGyver remake. It's all right. Again, wasn't anything special, but it's all right. Can't think of any more now, but I'm sure there are others. What you said earlier was right. The Arrowverse shows were great. They were indeed. Yeah, there was sufficient work done building the Arrowverse that it should have continued on in movie format. But yeah, the Flash did it right in some respects, in that they introduced several Batmen to come back, and indeed several Supermen in the multiverse type thing. But they could have taken that a lot further and a lot better. But Arrow I very much enjoyed. Now I can only hear the Airwolf theme. Thank you. Blue Thunder was all right, but not as good as Airwolf. Then they tried to make a series out of that, and that sort of didn't work so well because Airwolf was already a thing. If only they let us run the TV companies, eh? And we tell you to make this thing, go off and make it, and then, we'll be happy. And when you're going to finish a show, let the show know that it's going to be finished in plenty of time so they can actually write an ending to it. Looking at you, Stargate Universe. You can't just finish, at the end of a season and not come back unless they know they're not coming back. If you ever get the chance, the Arrow guy did a TV show about fictional wrestlers that was quite good. Stephen Amell. I think it was called Stars or something like that. I've heard of it, never actually seen it. But yeah, I know he did some wrestling stuff. Anyway. Yeah, his cousin Robbie has done some good things. Upload is quite good fun on Prime. One's definitely worth watching if you enjoy tech sort of stories. I think the third season of that's just come out now. I haven't watched that one yet. Oh, I wanted to do the last bit, editing too early. Oh. Right, I'm going to call that a night there. So thank you all for joining me. Well done, Lance, for guessing that it was indeed Croft Manor. And, yeah, I don't know what's happening next week. Well, I know what's happening during the week, but I mean next Saturday. I'm pretty sure that Dan is not around for this month. Does anyone know if the old Max Headroom series is available on any of the streaming services? I haven't found it on DVD or Blu-ray. I'd love to get that a rewatch. I don't know. Was it a series or was it a film? I think it was a film, wasn't it? Was there a series? Or did he appear in a series of something? If nobody answers, I shall get up. There's an app that I have that I shall tell you the name of in a moment when I finish doing this side. That will tell you what streaming services has different things. Let me have a look and tell you the name of said app. And then if you need to, you can look things up. It is my phone somewhere. It is called Just Watch. And it will tell you everything. Max Headroom. Max Headroom. Let me put on my closer reading glasses to read the stuff that it says about that. It says there were 2 seasons in 1987. There's a 5 DVD collection available apparently. But no, it's not available at the moment on any streaming platforms that I can find. But yeah, apparently in the United States there is a 5 DVD collection available. So that's the thing. But yeah, Just Watch. It's quite useful for that sort of stuff. It tells you all about shows that you can put in. It's like IMDb, but for streaming services as well. I should look up that app. Thank you. I know I like telly. You should indeed. Yes. It's a triangular logo. It looks a bit like this. Hang about. I'll draw it for you. It's like that, like a play button in yellow, made up of little triangles. And it's called Just Watch. I can't write. You know what? Is it just? Watch. You can't see the watch. I've written the watch, but it's under the wall. You can't see it. But yeah, have a look at that. So that'll do for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. I've done quite a chunk. Done the lower ground. So yeah, at some point I'll come back and do the other half. It's actually 50%. So there you go. I've done the easy half of the game. I'll also have to look at that app. That's on iOS. I'm sure it's available on other things, but I found it quite useful. So yeah, thank you all for joining me on this evening of power washing. Tomorrow, as I say, Katie is about doing some Planet Crafter. And then next week, Tuesday, I am back doing some Horizon. Alloy will be exploring the wilds and killing robot dinosaurs. Wednesday, I'm back with the Rocker Cuckoo Clock, which is looking quite good. I've got a little wheel on the side of the building. I'll be building out the rest of the building, or some more of the building anyway. And then next Saturday, I don't know. It depends who's about. Power washing, I think Dan isn't about. But if Jeff is, we might do some more power washing or something else. We'll find something to do. So thank you very much for watching. Have a pleasant evening. Stay safe, stay dry, and I'll see you for more very soon. Bye-bye for now.